Right, so today we're going to change this induction kit because I don't like the fact that the air filter is underneath the headlight, so I'm going to change that. I'm also going to be changing this entire pipe, runs all the way across the back and there as well, so all that's to be changed. But I'm really not a big fan of the air filter where it is, because it's underneath the headlight and kind of like it's there. I don't really like that. I don't think it's doing much. I don't think it's really working well. People say it does, but I'm just not convinced, so I'm going to change it. And we're going to change it with we have, that's what they call a crossover pipe, and that's the pipe that goes to the air filter, and join wires, airflow meter, adapter, heat shield, and here we go. Just an old cone filter. That's what we change it to. And this is going to sit kind of in the duct right there. It's going to kind of sit there behind that, so air's going to come through, air's going to come through the radiator, it's all going to get there. Whereas there, I have no idea what it's doing. So we'll start by taking the headlight out, because of course you've got to take your headlight out, because that's the way your air filter is. And then we'll start by removing all these bits and pieces of pipes all the way to the back of there. Be careful of that as well. I need to unplug that. I'll actually have to remove it because I need this I need the whole sensor unit out of there as well. So yeah, so peron, getting rid of. So there it is there, like you can see. It's just tucked and squeezed right up there. It's not for me. I just don't think it's a good design. People will probably tell me I'm wrong, which is fine, but I'm just not convinced, because the air's got to come around into it there. Like underneath it's a bit of an under tray. There's no gaps around there. And so, someone told me that the air comes through the gap between there and the headlight, but it's like that. I don't know. Whereas you think through the grille, through to that area, dead easy for air to get through. It's designed to. So actually there's a bit. There you go, look at that layer. So yes, the next thing to do is pretty much. It looks like it's just held on with a clip there. There's a bracket down there as well, so we'll get that off, and we'll take it off here. We'll unplug that as well, and then I'll get all that off in one piece, and then we should be able to get all that off hopefully in one piece. The rest of it, yeah, but I don't like that. It's not for me. Cone filter it is. Cone filter. So yeah, you can see, surely you can see there, like, look, there's just no airflow. I'm not convinced. If anyone, I mean honestly, if you tell me I'm wrong, that's fine, but I'm just not convinced at all. It's sat right up against that corner there. There's nothing there. I mean, I've seen people put a duct out the fog light, but I want to keep the fog lights. But yeah, that would have worked. But so yeah, so you have to remove this bracket here, because that's part of the induction kit, because this will be getting sold on. And then I think that's about it really. And then yeah, that's the only bit left of the induction kit there, that bracket. The rest of it's all the original Ford bits that we need to remove. I'm hoping I don't have to take this scuttle panel off to get into all that, but you never know. I might not have to. I'll try and do it without doing that. It's more work because I can't be bothered. Right, so we've got this part of the induction hose off to there. Unclip that. Now I need to unbolt that bolt there. But if you look down here, I'm not sure I can actually get down onto that where it goes. I can't actually see where the hose clip is for it. It's quite far down, so I might have to go from underneath, which is a bit of rubbish, so I might have to jack it up to get that. But I think if that's the bolt for it there, that's the only one that holds that in place. With a bit of luck I'll be able to slide the other pipe in and join it on, hopefully. That's the hope anyway. So I'll get this bolt off there, which is the plastic bracket for it, and then it's not going to be 13, it's a 10, and then I'll have to have a look at that. No way I think I'm getting down to get that. Looks like it's through the wheel arch, typically. Right, so see where the hose clip is. It's kind of in line with the chassis leg down there, so it's actually going to have to be, it's going to be easier to take this off and then get my hand down, because I can't get my hand in because it needs to kind of go down there. So yes, I'm going to remove this whole panel, which is probably going to be the easiest thing to do. 2 jobs, so I need to take, there's 1 bolt there for it, and as you'd expect there's another bolt underneath that headlight, so it's another headlight out job, and obviously the white grounds need to come off. So I'll start by taking them off and get rid of the evidence of autumn now that it's winter. Yeah, so they need to come off first, and then it just does look like there's 1 bolt there and a couple of things clipped, well, 1 thing there clipped into it, which that should just squeeze and drop down like that. That's that. Yeah, and typically a bolt under a headlight. Cool, so we'll get on with that, get that out, and then hopefully that'll let us see down there, and it also means it'll be easy to put the pipe in as well. One thing I'm going to be good at after doing all this is taking headlights out, so I might go and get myself a job at Halford's replacing bulbs. I'll be dead good at it. But yeah, so headlight out, that leaves us with those 2 there, which is little 10s, and then I'm going to guess that this is just going to sort of, it's already clipped sort of in, it just sort of slides forward, so get those out either side. There's nothing else connected to it looking at it. I think that's it anyway, I'll find out in a second, either when I break it. Just realised as well that in a later video, which will be whenever it arrives, I'll be changing the intercooler as well, but I'll have to take the bumper, the headlight back out to get these bolts out for the bumper, so it seems every job on a Ford Fiesta needs the headlights out. Yeah, well, I did manage to fix the parcel shelf rattle without taking the headlight out, but maybe I should have done it, might have been quicker. So yeah, so both headlights are out, these both bolts are out now. I can't see there's anything else it's connected to. I'm trying to lift it up. It needs to wiggle out. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's 2 pieces, right, so you've got these clips here, clip there, so you need to remove all those clips there, and that'll be the upper piece that will remove, I'm assuming. Yeah, there's 1 of the clips out there, and then there'll be a lower piece maybe, so that might be more bolts to undo. Great. So yeah, as expected, you've got another bolt in there, and I'm going to guess, yeah, another one at the other side to remove as well. Excellent. So yeah, all those clips are off. You can see actually we can't this piece, but they obviously need to be in here for some reason, maybe to do some sort of job, because quite scarred and marks. They've been off a few times before in the past. But yeah, just get those 2 bolts out. 10mm. 10mm. Managed to find it, unlike most people. Probably get an extension. It's incredibly difficult to show you this, but basically down in that gap down there, which I can't get to from this side, I can only get to from there, there's a hose clip on that pipe, and then this pipe, but the hose clip pointing this way, so I'll try and get in with it on a ratchet. I don't know if I can. If they'd have pointed it backwards, that's probably the only way they could have pointed it, but anyway, so I'll get down to get that on, get that off even. I don't think I'll get a screwdriver in, I might do. Yeah, I might get a screwdriver in. And then we'll put the silicone joiner on with 1 hose clip on there first. And then put the pipe in afterwards. Yeah, all that. There you go, hose clip is now loose, and this is, well, that's totally fake, it wasn't that loose, I had to wiggle it to get it off, but yeah, there you go, so that's the pipe off. Plastic thing, it's actually got like heat padding underneath it, which is kind of cool, because I guess if you look down there, there's the turbine heat shield, and there is a turbine booster, it's down there, so yeah. So this is now going to get replaced with a 1-piece metal one, so that's, as they say in the bin on the internet, and I need this silicone joiner there, and this piece of pipe here. So I think that's got to go that way on, like that. So we're going to start by putting this joiner in first with the hose clip around it in 1 piece. That's both hose clips on it, sorry, and then we'll slide that pipe in. And this should attach dead easy, to be honest, because there's going to be nothing in its way. So let's do that one first. Yeah, it's really tight actually to fit. It's all the way down there. I need to put a hose clip on it actually. But yeah, so that's that kind of where that needs to sit there. So once that hose clip's on, I should probably put the plastic scuttle panel back in, just to make sure it will go back in. I'm pretty sure it will, but I'll put that back in because I think it's angled upwards anyway. And then all I've got left to do is put the silicone hose onto there, mount the heat shield and put the air filter back in, put the headlights back in, and then yeah, we're done. Turns out that does fit back on. I guess it's designed to. I just basically GT85s or WD-40 around the rubber rings that are in there and also the inside of the pipe. I took it off there first and then just sort of wiggled it in and give it a bit of force and it's in. Ain't going nowhere. Right, so that's cool. So next up's the silicone pipe onto there, because that hose clip will be an arse with that panel back in, and then we can start putting all the top end back together and then we'll finish off down here. Right, so there was no instructions came with it, so I'm taking a bit of a guess in a way, but basically there's two holes in your heat shield and I've put a bolt through one already, and there's two like sort of pegs where your original airbox would have sort of pushed into. So I'm going to bolt those through there. You can just get your hand under through that gap there, and that sort of, you can see it sort of lines up correctly with those gaps there, and there's a sort of a cable tidy bit there, see it? So I'm going to take that out and then that should lay flat down, and then I'll put that back through it. And worst comes to worst, I can put a tiny nut and bolt in there. So that's that bit done. And then left over is just basically to put your air mass meter in and your air filter back in, and then I'll probably try and tuck that plug back underneath there where it was, and then put the rest of it together. But that's it. So from your turbo, you get your crossover delete pipe as they call it, which doesn't really cross over anything, it just runs around it, and then into that, and then into your mass meter, and then into your air filter, which will sit kind of there. So yeah, it's now coming in there, and it's got a heat shield to protect it, but yeah, it's getting air through there, which will come through the grill in, which I think is better than being in there. But there you go. People might disagree. Oh yeah, there's a barb connector comes with this pipe, and that just pushes straight back on the original little pipe that comes off your original bit. But there it goes, neat, looks tidy, and the engine cover fits back on as well, which I prefer because it just looks a bit neater and tidier. So because that's done up, all that's done up, I'm going to get the back bit done now and put, well actually no, I'll carry on with this. So airflow meter and filter on. Perfect with that. Pulling on that wire a bit, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But the rest of that all lines up great, and that's now nipped in and tight, and that's pushed down there. So let's fit the airflow meter thing, or whatever it's called, mass meter, I don't know what you call these things. I still don't think cars use these, but there you go. There it is. So that's going to fit there, and then the filter's going to fit on after it. One thing I'll say is I'm missing a hose clip with this kit, annoyingly. Yeah, it's missing one hose clip. It's not the end of the world, I know, but I wish it came with everything it needed to. It's not in any of the bags, so bit of a shame. But right, so we'll put that on, and then we'll look at locating the air filter, which is in that box. See, that has a hose clip, so I just needed to find one. So luckily I had spares in my garage, so hose clip. Boom, done quite well, almost done. I'm not too happy with that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rotate that up the way a bit, so the wires kind of point up the way, so the plug will fit better. So just slacken them off and well, just that one. Rotate it round, because it just doesn't look as good as what you'd like it to look. So take a quick second to do that, and that's it finished. Headlight and everything back together, and we'll go give it a noise test up the road. I don't think it'd be much noisier, and to be honest I don't really care if it isn't, but it's now getting air from there, which has its heat shield to protect it, and everyone says it sucks air in from there. Well, it can still suck that air in because it's got like a open end to the cone, so that's my opinion, that's twice as good. Well, so another advantage of this is, I'll show you, if I ever do decide to take this car drag racing, I'll just pull that headlight out. How good's that? Not that I'm saying it's a good idea to have a dirty car, but because this is dirty, you can see the exact place where your screen wipers were. What an advantage that is. So yeah, so you can just put them back on, line them straight back up as where they were, and then you can't go wrong. There we go, job complete. So you pretty much can't see anything that we've done, but there it is, it's behind there. You can see obviously the filter's changed. That's it, so let's go and give it a run up the road, see what it sounds like.